And hello Space Watchers and welcome back to the beautiful Maldives at SINC. We are here with Andiswa Mlisa, the Principal Advisor Business Development in Lead for Digital Earth Pacific. Andiswa, how are you doing?
I'm doing very well, thank you. It's so lovely to be in the Maldives. It's my first time and I'm loving giving the hit.
It's fantastic, absolutely. We all agree with that. So, Andiswa, you were just part of a very interesting session about space security, and you mentioned something very interesting. You mentioned about the potential of Earth observation for the Pacific community. And I was wondering if you can help us to understand better, where do you think that this potential lies, and how can Earth observation be used with some practical example to actually help the development and the economical structure of the Pacific community? Thank you.
Thank you so much. This is a very big question.
Okay,
I could give you a whole lecture on this, but I think if I can zoom it down to one of the biggest challenges that countries have when it comes to the implementation of the SDGs or sustainable development is access to quality and timely data and information. And Earth observations, because the satellites are already in space, they've been in space for decades, and they're capturing the globe in full. There lies an opportunity for us to exploit this data now. For example, the Pacific Islands have been captured by the Landsat program for the past 30 years. So we've got 30 years of data, and the Sentinel program by the European Space Agency has also been in operation since 2016. So we now have all of this data. With the Pacific community, we're supporting our members by building Digital Earth Pacific, and one of the products that is worth mentioning is the coastline change. So we talk about the impact of climate change in the Pacific, and countries need to understand where there's erosion due to the weather events that occur, and also where is accretion, because let's face it, it's not the same. It's not that all the islands are being eroded. In some cases, we've got accretion occurring, and it's useful for countries to know what that rate of change is. So Digital Earth Pacific contains 22 years of change. So you can go online into the platform and you can actually see how from 2000 to 2022, the coastlines have been changing from each and every island in the Pacific region. With the climate change impacts, we're now talking about loss and damage. And one of the key resources that the Pacific countries have is the ecosystems, the oceans and the coastal ecosystems such as the mangroves. We've been mapping the change of the mangroves as well, and this is the product that exists. So now countries can start looking at how do they take these products to inform the ecosystems accounting that then leads to the loss and damage potential incentives that are coming.
Fascinating, very interesting. Thank you very much, Andiswa. And what do you think that this is a conference that is focused on small island nations? So why do you think it's important that their voice is heard within the space security debate?
So if you look at the challenge of access to data and you look at the geographic dimension that the island countries have, and also the size in terms of the population sizes, and compare that to the vast oceans that the Pacific countries are responsible for, 20% of the oceans are under the responsibility of the Pacific countries. Here the countries need support in terms of the data access, and Earth observation, satellite Earth observation, we've identified as being one crucial source for this, which then means that the countries need to be in the room in order to voice their vulnerabilities and their dependency on this data and their need for this data in order to change and to influence the conversation around sustainability of the space assets.
And last question for you. You mentioned capacity development, the importance of capacity development in the global south, in small island nations, to raise awareness about space security, about the importance of space. But how do you think this can be done when it comes to small island nations or in general emerging countries?
So I think one of the challenges, if we look at how the UN process works, is the intensity and the time that is invested by those who are participating. Developing countries participate easily because they've got the human resources and capital and also financial resources to actually participate. So I think what will need to be taken into account is the support that can be provided to the island countries for their participation on the financial aspects, but also for island countries themselves to look internally and within the regions to use the capabilities of their regional institutions to complement the participation. And it's good that in these platforms now, academic institutions are allowed to participate. Regional institutions are allowed to participate under the flag of the member states, of course. So the partnerships and internal collaborations become critical.
Fantastic. Thank you very much for your contribution, Andiswa. Thank you for being here with me. It's been a pleasure, and I'm looking forward to. I wish you a fantastic SINC, and of course, the best for the next year coming.
Thank you so much. It's been wonderful, and thanks for giving me the opportunity.
My pleasure. Thank you very much. And SpaceWatch out. Thank you very much for following us.